All right, welcome back to How to Suck at iRacing, where tonight we are not driving, we are broadcasting Split Decisions Racing's Short Track League recruitment race, the final race. The actual season goes live Monday night. So definitely tune in here to watch the official races. Tonight, again, we have the super late models along with the SK mods and the Cadillac CTSV. This might actually be the last appearance of the Cadillac. We are looking at a replacement car for it. We're going to be trying some different things out this week, and hopefully we'll find a good fit. The only real problem with the Cadillac is if it even scrapes the wall a little bit, it takes 8 minutes to fix it. So the other two cars are made for oval racing, beating and banging. So we are at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, as they call it. And we are getting ready to kick off. They're just finishing up qualifying. We got about 20 seconds left. I'll give you a little information real quick. In the standings bar there at the top, the cars in yellow are the super late models. The cars in pink are the Cadillacs, and the cars in blue are the SK mods. The SK mods and the Cadillac were fairly well balanced. The Cadillac really gets up off the corner well here, but the SK gets through the corner better from what we saw in practice. But the super late model is designed for this, and it monsters them all. So here we are on the grid. We got Chase Berry and Dave Gillis up front, followed by Scott Fritz. Let's take a gander at some of our drivers here. We've got Dave C. Ward and Graydon Lyons making up the second row. And as you see, we go through this. Reminder, this is a recruitment race, so a lot of these guys we've never met. We've never seen them race. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to be clean or they're going to cause a big one. Just don't know yet. So this will be exciting. I would like to point out in the, we'll find Mr. Dave Gilbert there in his Star Wars Cadillac. Dave is the admin tonight. He's running the race with a little help from me in case of emergency. But other than that, he is in the Cadillac there. He's the league admin, and he's going to try and keep things under control tonight. Looks like we're just waiting on a couple more. We'll get a single pace lap, and then we will take off. A lot of these names are new and actually hopped in the session at the last minute. I've got some of them, and we'll go through the field and look at some of them as the race goes on. Hopefully we'll get to see everybody, but it's Bristol. There is no telling what will happen. I can tell you that those super late models at the front are going to have their hands full with those SK mods behind, and Dave is going to give them a run for the money in that Cadillac. So Bristol is a high bank, 26 to 30 degree bank turns, 6 to 10 degree bank straights, 0.533 of a mile, and it's one of the few remaining concrete tracks on the circuit. NASCAR is hosting a dirt race there, and if anybody from NASCAR is watching, you're wrong. Find a real dirt track and do it there. That's what everybody wants to see, a real dirt track used. Look like some of our racers didn't make it in. They might be, we'll watch the pit roads, see if some of them are sitting on pit road, but we've got one single pace lap as these cars pull up, and looks like, is Dave going to be pulling up? Looks like Dave's actually going to be starting in second. Hopefully they won't get any black flags on this restart with these other cars that didn't pop in, but looks like we got a few that just did not make the start, so we'll get the timing and scoring settled out in the next couple laps and be able to tell who's who and what's what. But we know we got our Chase Berry in the 20 car, and we got Dave there in the Star Wars number 7, I believe. You would think, as much as I raced with Dave, I could remember his number. It's the number 7. And we got Scott V. Fritz, in the 48. Good looking paint job there, Scott. And then we got the number 11 SK mod of John Petrozel. I'm not going to try and pronounce that anymore. I don't want to butcher it. I tried to get some of these last names pronounced before the race started, but didn't get them all. So, my apologies to anybody whose name I get wrong tonight. And the pace car is off. And here they come, and the Cadillac of Dave Gilbert starts to get a run, but back checks it up as the 60 and 40, or the 20 and the 48 line up, and they are going to go straight through 3 and 4 to complete the first lap. And let's see if we can make it one lap without the caution as the 48 dives to the inside, checks up, thinks better of it, and is going to hold back. Now, this is just 100 laps. It is not timed or anything fancy tonight. It is just 100 straight up laps, normal cautions, and those super late models are already off and running. As we drop back, the Cadillac of Dave Gilbert running in 4th place. Now, they are in the season and in Split Decisions Racing League, we do score them as they run in their division. So the Cadillac and SKs and super late models are all treated as their own division. However, they're run on track at the same time, kind of like IMSA, but more fun because it's on, in this case, a half-mile high-banked high-speed oval. Will be interesting to see because as we go into these 26 to 30 degree bank turns, you go down a little bit and then you come back up at that blue line. Right about there, the track actually comes back up a little. There's a little rise that can throw some of these cars off. Now, those super late models and those SKs are probably pretty well planted to the ground, but I guarantee you that those Cadillacs might get bumped around just a little bit. As we come back and look at the two Cadillacs back here battling, let's see if we can figure out who we've got back here. Looks like Michael Aylward, I'm sorry Mike, I know better, and Jacob are running 7th and 8th right now in those two Cadillacs. Michael will probably, looks like he's dropping back, losing a little bit of time. It looks like we're only down to about a dozen cars. So let's move back to the front here as we go through these SK mods. Now what you will see is these SK mods, if they're on the back of a super late model, they will get down the straightaway pretty fast. And same, they can draft these Cadillacs very well, as these two seem to be catching up to Dave Gilbert, but they will monster everybody in the corners. They're especially dominating in a flat track. When they in the corners, they just there's just nobody that can touch them. And oh, we got a 3-car wreck. Looks like some of these cars that were falling a lap down, and these two Cadillacs, they do have one fast repair, and I'm not sure the 27 car there. Let's see who that is. I think that's William Rice. No, I'm sorry, it's James Ledford. So he was a lap down, as we see. Looks like Andrew Turner on pit road. I'll double check that in a moment. Yeah, we've got two of these Cadillacs on pit road now. As I said earlier, these Cadillacs, they do take a lot of damage. They are a road car, so they don't survive the beating and banging really well. Looks like we've got the super late models already ducking down pit road even after just 12 laps. The SKs could run. Now everybody's running only 7 gallons of fuel, so strategy will come into play tonight. However, these SKs don't use as much fuel, and the Cadillacs definitely don't use as much fuel. And the Cadillacs are on endurance tires, so they don't use a whole lot of tires. So there's a lot of different pit strategies going to come into play here. Now we saw a small difference. Like I said earlier, the SKs and the Cadillacs, they can run pretty close to each other. They've got pretty equal speed. They're just fast in different parts of the track. However, the super late models are faster, at least initially, but they have more fall off on the tires. The SKs, USA International, 100 laps, the SK tires didn't fall off at all. So I imagine we're going to see something very, very similar tonight with these, that we're not going to have any fall off. As we see the number 11 SK coming down, I'm guessing he's going to get some fuel, or he got a little bit of damage in that little skirmish. Let's see if he gets some tires. Oh, he's going ahead and getting tires. I am really surprised by that, folks. And we'll go back up here to the 27 of James Ledford being shown in 10th place after being in that accident. Looks like he might have used... Can't tell if he's got some damage here or not. Let's see. Yeah, he's still got his damage, so he has not used his fast repair yet. And, of course, somebody always has to hit the pace car. That's just the rule. If you've watched Days of Thunder once, you have to hit the pace car. If you don't hit the pace car under pacing, you're not really iRacing. And we got the 121 of Graydon Lyons. Hadn't really looked at him tonight, but he's already coming up to the front in that super late model. He made it through that crash unhurt, went down pit road, got 4 fresh Goodyears, and he'll be out there probably taking the SKs to school here momentarily. As we look at the 2 SK mods of Andrew Turner and William Rice following the pace car around. Andrew's going to drive in the pace car. Good job, Andrew. Looks like William Rice is going to stay right on him. Looks like they're getting stacked up, ready to go. 1-2 green. Make sure we're focused in on this. Restart's going to be a doozy, ladies and gentlemen. When they come out of turn 4 and that pace car drops off, the 2 car will get the decision on when they restart. And we'll get to see if he goes right when the pace car drops or if he waits. And if those super late models have anything for those SKs. That super late model on the inside there has got fresh tires, so this will be interesting. As they come down, they take the green flag, and here they go. That SK gets a run. Looks like Andrew's got a run, and Graydon comes up and bumps the 17 car. 17 manages to hold it. Those SKs are planted through the turns. As we see the 27 get loose back there. And the 121 bounces off the wall, and here comes the 20 car making a charge to the front. Chase Berry is just... There goes Graydon Lyons to the outside for the lead. Graydon's got a good run. He'll get it at the line. He's scored his first place. The 20 car comes for second. Looks like Chase is going to take second place as that SK mod falls back to third. Now, the 20 makes a power move to the inside. As they go into turn 1 and 2, will he seal the deal? Or the 121 comes to the back on the outside. Looks like Chase is gonna... caution is out. It looks like we got the 17 around. Limited damage on that car. See if we can see who or what he got into. Almost had a collision there. Whoa that up, Chase. As they fall in behind the pace car. Looks like the 17 does not look badly damaged. Pace car looks okay. And we've got Dave Gilbert on pit road. Looks like he might have got some damage there. Yep, he sure did. Maybe him and the 17 must have gotten together. As we look, they're trying to sort each other out. This will get dicey as they have restarts and they get different pit strategies play out here. We'll have them all sorts of mixed up. Looks like the 27 gets back to the lead lap. And let's see if we can... Looks like everybody's getting back on the lead lap. Will be a little bit easier for admins tonight, having everybody on the lead lap. And give us a chance to really see how these guys do. The split decisions isn't looking just for the fastest drivers out there. We're looking for great drivers. Drivers that know when to give and know when to take. We're at under caution at lap 23. Probably got about 2 more laps under caution. Looks like we're going to restart Looks like we're going to restart with the 17 on the inside. And Graydon Lyons on the outside, quite possibly. We'll see what scoring shows us when they come across the line momentarily. And I do believe that Graydon will get the run down into, as lights go out on the pace car, 1 lap to green. They're going to line back up side by side going into turn 1 and 2. And I am guessing that Graydon's going to get one heck of a run down into the turn. But here we go. That SK is going to get his lap back for being right behind the pace car. He's going to get waved around by NASCAR. So he'll come back up and we will have Graydon and Chase Berry again, side by side. This is going to be another great battle, folks. Here they come to the green flag. It looks like Chase might have jumped the restart. We'll see if he gets a black flag for that. He definitely got a little run into the turn. As Graydon gets a little loose coming out of 2, going into 3 and 4. Let's see if he has the same problem. Like I said, there's a little bit of a bump as you come up out of those corners. You can definitely unsettle a car. Looks like they are going to line up momentarily. We'll go back here and watch these SKs as we have the super late model, the 27 of James Ledford, working his way back to the front. He wants to get up there and run with Chase and Graydon. Those two SKs get one heck of a run through and out of the corner, but the super late model's overall speed is a bit better. Let's see if he can close the gap on them as they come up out of the turn. Yep, he is definitely closing up on them on the straightaway, running that high line. Gets to carry a bit more momentum. But those SKs, they just grip. They can go anywhere through the turn. Working our way back up to the front. We'll see. Let's see. Is Chase going to take him on the outside this time around? Coming out of turn 2, he comes down into turn 3 side by side. Chase on the outside, Graydon on the inside. Chase will have the advantage on the outside. Gets a little loose coming out of 4. And looks like Chase has secured that position as Graydon gets a little loose coming out of 2. Let's see if Chase will be able to run away. It looks like he's already starting to build a little bit of a gap. Already up to 3/4 of a second, so he might run away with this one. Chase Berry is a fast driver. Those of us who have run with him know how quick he can be when he wants to. Fall back to these two SKs. Let's see where that... and we've still got... Looks like David Gilbert might be moving up. He is. Dave is up to, looks like, 6th place now. James, and has passed James Ledford. Did James have a problem showing him on pit road? But sometimes his scoring is a little wonky. So let's see. No, it looks like Ledford might actually be off the track. We got a Cadillac on pit road. I am not seeing him. I'm wondering if he got damaged beyond repair. He might already be out of this thing. As we go back to Chase Berry, coming down the back stretch, already got a 2.5 second lead. They've only been green for 14. Oh, got a spin right in front. Chase gets caught. Hits the 17. Oh! Graydon hits Chase too, as they both run into the 17 of William Rice. Looks like all 3 of them are going to have significant damage. Looks like the 121 Graydon is having some steering problems. See if we can get a closer look here, folks. Yep, both of those cars have damage on the front. Looked like Graydon was having some difficulty steering there for a moment, so I'm sure we're going to see all three of those cars come down pit road. The question is going to be, did it look like Dave Gilbert got woed up, did not get into that accident, and I'm not sure which of the SKs got into that accident either, if any. So we might have an interesting race on our hands with the super late models way back in the back. Take a look as they dive down pit road. Number 17 is staying out, even after taking a pretty brutal hit. Looks like he might be getting waved around, getting his lap back, getting lucky dog, and then he's going to go. We are using the split pit roads tonight, so he might have missed his pit entrance. We'll have to see. We're at lap 40 of 100. Running our third caution of the race so far. Looks like the 2 car of Andrew Turner, and where's the 11 of James Colemanberger at? Oh, there's James. He's on pit road getting, looks like 4 new tires. Looks like Dave was on pit road as well. The 20's already back out. Chase Berry's coming back down. I'm going to go find the pace car. Now they will line up behind the pace car, trying to look and see. Okay, now scoring's catching up to the pit stops. We will have Andrew Turner up front in the SK mod. We'll have Chase Berry behind him in the super late model. James Colemanberger in the 11 SK mod. I haven't talked about him much yet, but he is definitely always a force to be reckoned with, especially in these SKs from what I have heard. Raced with him in other series, and he's one heck of a driver. He can definitely wheel that thing. As we see Graydon, pretty impressed with Graydon so far. He's had some opportunities. He could have done some bump and run, but he's chosen restraint, being the better part of valor, and he is going to sit back there in 4th place. And there is Dave Gilbert, our fearless leader, the man that comes up with the crazy ideas that we somehow make work. And like I said, this might be the last appearance of the Cadillac CTSV in this series as we get to 1 to go. Because how easily that car takes damage, we may be replacing it. Might go with NASCAR Legends, might go with something else. Who knows? We will see come Monday. And green flag is out. The super late models have the advantage on the green. Let's see if they can hold on to it with those SKs so close. Oh, the 121 is way loose. He's almost sideways. Nice save. Dave's got a little damage to his front end of that Cadillac, but he is closing up on the 11 of Colemanberger. As they come down the backstretch, they are going to stay very close together. We've got that 2 car of Andrew Turner. He's leading the SKs right now. Dave's leading the Cadillacs. But the battle for the win is up front, where Chase Berry has already got a 1 1/4 second lead over Graydon Lyons. Graydon's been fighting that loose car. Even though they're on a fixed setup, just driving style, braking points, and make no mistake, once those tires get worn in, you will give those brakes a tap, set that nose, and get some grip through the turn. Looks like he is just fighting it. Graydon might want to move some of that brake forward, buddy. Take a little steering ratio out. He is sliding it. He's dirt tracking it through there, and they haven't put dirt down at Bristol yet. Oh, Dave looking inside Jim. Will he be able to make a pass? Let's see. Come on, Dave. Just show him what you got, buddy. Looks like those SKs still run off from him a little bit in the corner, but he can definitely power down that straightaway. One mistake by those SKs, and he's going to pounce. As we go back to, looks like Graydon has already got a, Chase has already got a 2, and we've got a caution again.
Okay, quickly tell me what you think you had there.
Halfway point. Not seeing any problems. I'm guessing they did an unannounced competition caution. Or the 17 looks banged up. We might have had an incident there. Still working out, getting some replays for y'all, but once this short track series goes live, we're going to definitely have have our hands full just keeping track of the action on track, much less doing the instant replays. So there is definitely a lot of action we've been seeing so far. We'll go through the field here in a moment. We'll let them all get sorted out and get their pit stops over with so we can see what the running order is going to be. Let them come across that start-finish line and get the scoring squared away. Looks like once again, though, we'll have the super late models up front, followed by a couple SK mods, and Dave Gilbert in that Cadillac. Hopefully, William Rice will be able to get back out there with them. He looks like he is still on pit road. He might have used his fast repair in that earlier crash, as we got one of the SKs of Andrew Turner's on pit road. James Coleman'sberger stays out, and Dave Gilbert looks like he is moving up to third place with his pit stop strategy. Nice work, Dave. Definitely loving that Star Wars Cadillac. Funny fact about the Split Decisions Racing League is that the admin chat group, we use Star Wars references to communicate. That's where he gets the why he runs the Star Wars paint job all the time. So this is one of the few remaining all concrete tracks in NASCAR. There's been a big movement to get it asphalted, get some more grip in it. One of the problems with the concrete is it does cause a bit more abrasion on the tires, wears the tires out a little bit quicker. Asphalt would give them more grip, more speed, and a little bit better tire wear. However, NASCAR made the silly decision to move to dirt next season, so who knows what they will do with it at that point. This will be covered up in dirt and made into a dirt track. They do have unlimited tires, even though they all have only one fast repair and 7 gallons of fuel. So looks like a lot of these guys have already used their fast repair. They will definitely be taking it a little bit easier until about 10-15 to go. Trying to make sure that car lasts to the end. See if the lights go out. No, yep, lights went out on the pace car. We're at 1 to go. We'll restart with Chase Berry and Graydon Lyons on the front row, Andrew Turner and James Coleman'sberger on the second row, Dave Gilbert in the third row. Will he have another car back there with him this time, though? There comes Jim, and looks like Dave might be alone back there. Might be the lone Cadillac. We may be down to 5 cars now. At least 5 cars still running. Looks like we've got 2 on pit road trying to get fixed up and get back out there. Good on them for sticking it out. And we are on green as Chase gets another big jump down the front straightaway into turn 1. This time he won't have to battle the 121 of Graydon. As they go through 3 and 4, they've got a big jump on the SKs. Looks like several seconds. As Chase is already getting a half-second breakaway. Graydon's still fighting that loose race car, especially coming up off the, oh, had that thing sideways. Lucky the back end didn't smack the walls. Let's work our way back here and see these SK. Oh, Dave Gilbert. Is that Dave in third? Did he get past the SKs on that restart? He definitely had the power advantage down the straightaways. We'll see here in a moment once the scoring catches up, but it certainly looks like Dave might actually have moved up into third overall. Scoring showing him in fifth. He might actually be a lap behind, but the fact that that Cadillac powered past those two SKs on the restart, that says a bit about that car. And those SKs, as you can see, they're hanging tough. As we see, looks like Andrew going to the Andrew was taking a look to the outside of James Coleman'sberger. Looks like this SK battle's about to get heated up. Looks like Andrew keeps looking for a way around him on the outside. James is just going to hold the inside line. Oh, Andrew ducked low trying to get up underneath him off the corner, but he's got a bit of a run. Does not make it work. They're going to keep battling back here to see if they can. Andrew's going to try and get that inside at some point. He is right on that rear bumper. Comes up off that corner with that slingshot move, but just cannot get enough power to get up alongside of him. Best way to pass these SKs is on the inside. Trying to go to the outside is sometimes futile. If they're not worn down or damaged, they can just grip the bottom and maintain speed very easily. We look back up here at Graydon Lyons. Looks like Chase has put a hurting on him. A 3-second lead, and Graydon just sliding that thing everywhere. Chase has just planted that car where he wanted it. Had a little wiggle and a little bobble earlier in the race, but now he's just planted it. It's going where he tells it to go. And he is just hammering away from the field. About a 4-second lead there coming out of the corner. There is Graydon. An entire straightaway behind already. Oh, who is headed to pit road? Oh, the 2 car on pit road smoking. Hopefully he did not use his fast repair, but I think he did. Let's watch him hit pit road. If he's used that fast repair, that smoke will stop. Oh, looks like that engine might be. Nope, he used his fast repair. He's going to get back out there. Hopefully with the green flag, if they get a caution, he can get a lucky dog, get back on the lead lap and compete, but that's going to put James securely in the 3rd position. And actually closing on Graydon, as we see Dave Gilbert in 4th. And he is still hanging with James. Will he be able to catch up and pass him and make a move? Looks like they might have had their problems. The SKs might have had their problems when they were getting around Dave, but Dave is definitely not going to give up. He's going to keep fighting back to the front. And the 2 cars already back out on the track. Looks like he has used his fast repair now for certain. So he's going to have to take care of that car. Looks like the 121 of Graydon Lyons is about to get passed by James Coleman'sberger. He manages to power down the straightaway, but as loose as he... Oh, little tap. Good on you, James. You backed off and let him straighten it up. Appreciate that attempt to be clean and fair and not bump and run him Dale Earnhardt style. You can see he's getting loose. James is going to have an easy pass. All he's got to do is wait for him to get loose off one of these turns, and he'll just drive right under him. As he powers down the straightaway, this is going to get interesting, folks. Oh, he got real loose that time. James almost had him, but he powered back. When it happens, it'll happen in one of these turns, that's for sure. But while all this action has happened, there's Dave Gilbert catching back up on him. Will James be able to do anything? He's got to run to the inside, but no, couldn't get it that time, but he's getting closer every single lap. He's getting up under him this time. Got down on the bottom. Come on, James, you can get it. There he goes. He might just get it. No, He's going to have to get a little bit better run up out of the corner, but that 121, he's going to keep fighting back with the power, but fighting that loose condition, he's not putting all his power down. James got one heck of a run into the corner. He's got him up off the corner, down the back stretch. Oh, here comes Graydon back to the outside. Nothing doing. And while that is happening, here comes Dave Gilbert closing up on the both of them. Will he be able to get around Graydon? We've not seen a Cadillac pass a super late model yet tonight. We've seen him pass an SK, and we've seen all the other passes, but we have not seen the Cadillac get past a super late model. Graydon is wicked loose now. He is just burning up that right rear. Oh, Dave, good move to the inside. He's got the power advantage, but Graydon manages to force his way back past. This is just going to be a matter of time, folks. Just like James was doing a moment ago, he's just going to work him. As he keeps getting loose, Dave will keep getting underneath of him, and he'll get loose one time too many. Dave will get up as he wiggles all the way down the straightaway that time. Graydon and Dave are putting on one heck of a show. Graydon's one heck of a driver tonight, folks. I don't know how he's managed to hold on to that loose race car this long. He is all sorts of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Dave gets up underneath him. Will he get the power up? No, 16 laps to go. This is going to be the battle. Let's run back through the field, see where everybody else is right quick. We've got the leader, Chase Berry. He's got quite a substantial lead, almost a lap on James Coleman'sberger. We might even get to see him lap him. There's James. Looks like the two cars back on pit road as we go back to the battle between Dave and Graydon. That two car was pushing hard. Sorry to see him out already. He was doing some great driving out there. Oh! Graydon just loses it finally completely and hits the wall. Caution comes out. Hopefully Graydon didn't have to use didn't use his fast repair earlier, but ladies and gentlemen, I think he did. He'll have to get manually repaired, and there's no telling how long that has. We're under caution with 12 to go. We'll go back green, about 7-8 laps to go, and this will be a 3-car race at the end. It will be Chase Berry, James Coleman'sberger, and Dave Gilbert. Graydon might get back out there, but if he's damaged and as loose as he is, I don't know if he's going to have anything for them. But I think Dave is staying out. Dave will assume the lead next time by, I believe, and will Dave be able to hold him off? I know he can do it if he wants to. It might take a little blocking, and hopefully they don't bump and run him, but he can definitely wheel that car around. Martinsville, I do believe he won that race or came very close to it. He was just wheeling that Cadillac around very, very fast all night. And that Cadillac had a great run on that flat track at Martinsville, so we'll see if this short track series, if the Cadillac comes back, we'll see how it does up against these other purpose-built cars. Obviously, the SK and the Super Late model, purpose-built for ovals. The Cadillac, purpose-built for a road course. And it looks like, looks like Chase might be going back to the lead. Not. We'll see if Dave maybe got a lap down earlier. Maybe he'll get a lap back. We'll see when we come back around for scoring. It does get a little off when we go to pit stops. But it will be a 3-car race regardless. As we're at 10 to go, under caution, we'll just point out that starting this Monday night, we will have the split decision short course series, will be broadcast here on How to Suck at iRacing on Monday nights for the next several weeks. Will be some great racing, all the different short tracks that iRacing has to offer with 3 different cars. Right now we know that the super late models and SKs will be there. The Cadillac is in question, because it gets just a little bump. Like most road cars, it gets just a little bit of bump and it gets a lot of damage and impacts handling quite badly. So We were debating it right before this race if we're going to keep it, change it. I personally would like to see us use the NASCAR Legends, but since I'm broadcasting, it doesn't do me much good. However, it would be fun to watch those roly-poly old NASCARs take on these stiff, more powerful, purpose-built oval cars. As the lights go out and Dave was a lap down, he's going to get back on the lead lap. And Jim's going to pull up outside the 20 of Chase Berry. Looks like I'm not seeing Graydon Lyon out here. It looks like Andrew is pulled back up into the second row. We'll be waiting for Dave to come back around and take the fourth place. So it looks like we're going to have Chase Berry in first, James Coleman'sberger in second. We're going to have Andrew Turner in third, and we'll have Dave Gilbert in fourth. Actually, Dave is shown in third due to the 2-car being on pit road a bit earlier.
Green flag.
And we're coming down to green, and that super late model of Chase Berry just shoots off the line. The leader, as they come to green, gets to determine if they're going to take off when the pace car drops off or when the green flag goes, or any time in between. And as we come to 6 to go, Chase Berry has pretty well got this thing locked up. He'd have to make a pretty big mistake, and I don't think he will. So it looks like James Coleman'sberger sitting in second in the 11 car. The 7 car, Dave Gilbert, the Cadillac, is in third. And that 2 car of Andrew Turner is sitting in fourth. 7 laps down after some heavy repairs, blowing an engine earlier and then a little while later, but he has stuck it out. He's coming back for a fourth place finish. Good on him for sticking it out. Sometimes survival and making it to the end pays off in dividends. We'll see if Dave has got anything for James with 3 to go. But nobody has anything for Chase Berry. He is gone. He's already in another state looking for another race. 2 to go. Chase has just gone into another planet at this point. He has just stormed off. It's really impressive, the grip and the speed he's running tonight. And we got the white. Looks like we're coming to the white flag. Oh, that was the checkered. Chase Berry has won it. As James Coleman'sberger comes second. Dave Gilbert third. And that tough little 2 car of Andrew Turner sticks it out for a fourth place finish. Good job, all 4 of you. And definitely a shout out to those 2 SKs. They have had a rough night, taking some beating and banging, especially that 2 car. He has definitely had a rough night. Blew an engine earlier, got his fast repair, got back out there, and stuck with it to get a fourth place. But Chase Berry, the class of the field tonight. Well, as I stated, Chase is probably going to give us a little show. Maybe. I know Dave will. And Jim will. Yep, here we go. We're getting some smoke from all of them as Dave goes back and forth. And from all of us here at Split Decisions Racing, we hope to see you on Monday night. Remember to tune in on Friday nights, PTM Racing TV, and join us for some truck, Xfinity, and Cups together. This coming week, I believe, is Talladega. You will not want to miss that race. That is for sure. From Dave Gilbert and all the admins at Split Decisions Racing, we thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a great night.